I am wondering, are you doing this marketing activity? Do you have it on your marketing calendar? This thing will help you grow your sales, build deeper relationships, show you care, and can win contracts. It can be that tipping point. My name is Shauna Anderson-New. I'm the president of Spitfire Advertising. I help my clients build deeper relationships, to grow their business, to reach their marketing goals, to help them stand out from the crowd by using promotional products as the vehicle to do this. Well, today I'm going to give you a tip on one thing that you should have on your marketing calendar, which may be missing. It actually probably is. We are talking about giving back. 70% of millennials say that they will spend more money with a brand when they know they give back to a cause. If you ever watch Shark Tank, you know when the millennials are pitching their businesses to a shark, well, they're always talking about giving back as part of that component in their brand. So this is something that is really important. I want you to think about and to make sure that you have on your marketing calendar too, because it's going to build those deeper relationships with not only your clients, with your prospects, with your employees, with your community. So let's talk about a couple things. First of all, how do you know what organization to give back to? Well, look at how much time you have, how much money you have, and what's in alignment with your brand. So if your brand, let's just use mine as an example. One of the many places I give back to is I Live a Clean San Diego. Down in the San Diego community, they clean the beaches, they're eco-friendly. So because I'm an eco-friendly business, I care about my community. I care about, giving back and all these things that they believe in. It is in alignment with my brand, so I give back to them. If you have a company that sells sporting goods, then think about what you could do that mirrors your company for giving back and where your ideal client is. So if you sell sporting goods, then it would be perfect in alignment with you and mirror you if you give back to sports organizations like the local Pop Warner, the local Little League, where you're sponsoring them, you're on the board with them. Maybe people from your team, your employees can go coach for them. They always need those things. Those are the things that you need to be thinking about. Okay, let's talk about ways to give back. I have done probably every way to give back, so I have experience in each of these, so I can tell you what works and what doesn't work, or the pros and cons of doing each. So the first one is donating. If you don't have a lot of time, then donate. Donate your cash, just writing a check. Simple, easy, you're done. You could also do a food drive, a toy drive, collect those items, donate them, easy peasy to do. The second is sponsoring. Sponsor an event. Sponsor a golf tournament. I love sponsoring golf tournaments because you can go out there and interact with them as well, and you have people at your hole, so you have this captive audience there. I have done golf tournament at many different levels. So I've done golf tournaments where I was on the board for Pop Warner and created the whole event, worked the day of the event, know the in and outs completely of that. I've also done it where I sponsor golf tournaments, and with sponsoring, that could mean that you show up at the hole, you interact with those golfers, you're creating that relationship there. That's the best way to do the golf tournament. If you're gonna actually sponsor it, is to be there on the hole and get that captive time with them and build those relationships. I've also done it where I sponsor a golf tournament and they don't allow sponsors at the hole. So I've done that as well. I've also done it where I have sponsored golf tournaments or helped people I know who were putting on golf tournaments and then worked the event before, after, then went out to my hole. So you can do it several different ways, but just try to maximize what you're doing. And when you're sponsoring, build those relationships. Get your team on board. Get people that you know on board. Help the organization get more golfers. That's always a struggle with golf tournaments, is to get enough golfers. So help whoever's doing the tournament get more golfers. Play in the tournament if you play golf. I don't play golf, so I've never played. I tried. I sucked. So that wasn't for anything that I was really going to do. Employee matching. So employee matching, that's where you will match up to whatever your employee donates, up to a certain dollar amount each year. What is wonderful about this is that the employee gets to choose where they want to donate to, and you're just doubling whatever they did. So it makes them feel good. It unites you two together. It makes them feel good about your organization, and you get to help a lot of different causes, not just one. You can also do fundraising. Fundraising is great. I have done the Avon Walk for Breast Cancer for 6 years, and you have to raise $1,800 per person. Let me tell you, that's not necessarily such an easy task. Every year, over and over and over again. So I put my thinking cap on and I was like, hey, how can I make this better for me and better for them? Let's make this more fun. And so I created this tournament. It's called Texas Hold'em for the Tatas. And so we went out there, we did this every month in October for the last 6 years. And we have all these people come together, we play Texas Hold'em, and then we actually have added on blackjack now. It's been great because it's built deeper relationships with my clients too, because they're sponsoring, they're coming out, they're helping. Everybody who's working the event is volunteers. The room that I have is donated. Everything is donated, the food, everything. And so it is a win-win because everything is going to go back to breast cancer that we bring in. I have clients who are sponsoring the event and donating to have their name put up there. I've gotten new clients out of there. I've built deeper relationships with friends. It has become this whole fun community that people are loving, and I enjoy doing it. And so, I decided this is what all of the volunteers would wear. We wear our shirts at the Texas Hold'em for the Tatas. And then that's the back. Bluffing, pair of balls beats everything. Saving the Tatas. But we also sold those shirts. So we made money that way. And then I was able to get one of my vendors to help donate a portion of the shirts. And then I just donated the rest of it. So totally a win-win. Think about what you do and what resources you have so that you can do for your fundraising. Also talking about the walks, you can do bike rides, you can do walks. So as I said, I've done the 39-mile breast cancer walk for the past 6 years. It is an absolutely amazing event. When I hiked Half Dome, I remember my husband's boss said, it is a life-changing experience to hike Half Dome. Okay, let me tell you, it is pretty cool. It is all sorts of emotions, but it's pretty awesome. I will tell you that the walk for breast cancer is life-changing. It couldn't even touch. It can't even touch doing the walk for breast cancer. The people you meet, knowing you're making a difference, the money you raise, the stories, the relationships, walking with people for 39 miles, you know them at a completely different level. And it's just, oh my God. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about it. It is amazing. So look at the different walks you can do. Just know when you're doing walks, this is the only drawback. If you don't have a lot of time, the walks aren't for you when you're doing the longer ones. Like if you're doing Alzheimer's, which is, I think it's a 5K. I've done the Alzheimer's. I think it's 5K. To me, it's like nothing because it's so fast compared to the breast cancer walk. But if you do that one, it's quick in, quick out, right? The breast cancer walk, you have to raise your $1,800. You have to do hundreds of miles of training walk to get your body and your feet into shape. You need to buy, 2 pairs. Well, for me, I buy 2 pairs of shoes because I blister really easily on my feet. So getting my feet in shape, all the blister aids, all the things that you need to do the walk, going up to San Francisco, getting a hotel because I'm not tenting. I'm sorry, after I'm walking for 40 miles, I don't tent for the weekend. I stay in a hotel room. Sorry, I'm not tenting. Great for other people, but not for me. So think about those things when you're deciding on the walk. There's a diabetes walk, there's a diabetes bike ride, there's a HIV bike ride. Think about the training, the money you have to raise, great events. Of everything that I do to give back, my favorite, and definitely just consider the time that you have, but know what you're doing is going to make a huge difference, and not only giving back, but to you, yourself, and everything that you're personally going to get out of it. Also talking about the walk, discounts. This is so brilliant. So there is a company called Running Revolution who gives you a 20% discount for doing the breast cancer walk. I had never heard of them before. I am a loyal client. Their customer service is awesome. They go above and beyond. They always are looking they gave me tips on how to choose the right sneakers for me, and they put me on this machine. Blows me away. They not only get my business every year for 2 pairs of sneakers, but they also get my business on all of my sneaker needs, my socks, all of that. And all because they just said, hey, we're just going to donate 20%, or we're going to give you a discount for 20%. I believe it goes back to the organization, but we'll give you a 20% discount. How easy would that be for you to do for your organization? What products or services do you offer that you can give a discount for if they participate into an event? Volunteering, volunteer. Game changer, life changer. The people you meet when you volunteering, these are the nicest, kindest people for the most part. There's a couple that aren't, but that I've come across. But 99.9% of the people that you meet when you're volunteering, oh my goodness, they are the type of people you want in your life. They are the people who will help people out, who will give to whatever. I mean, it's just amazing to me the caliber of people who volunteer, and that's what you want to surround yourself with. So go out there and volunteer at the events. If you have a few hours, just volunteer a few hours at the event. If it's a 2-day event like the breast cancer walk, volunteer all 2 days. They call it crewing. It's an amazing experience to do that as well. Also, think about like your local youth sports organizations. I was out at Pop Warner and Little League for a long time, so between being a team mom, a coach, a board member, I was there for 15 years in those organizations. Business-wise, I got a lot of business out of there. Not only at doing the uniforms and the parent, the fan gear and those things that we did, but also from companies that these people worked for, that they would bring me over into their company because they just loved what I was doing and loved these relationships that we built. So think about that too. You're not only giving back to change people's lives, especially the lives of children, keeping them off the street, but you're also going to get business out of it too, and friendships. Some of my best friends I have today are ones that I have gotten from doing the volunteer work at these organizations. I've also fed the homeless. So feeding the homeless, I've done that with networking groups. I've done that with my friends. We've gone out for Christmas, Thanksgiving, other times of the year, and they're so appreciative that you're coming out there. I mean, it's easy. Just we grabbed some bread, some peanut butter, some jelly, some meat, and made some sandwiches for them. We brought coffee for them. It's really, really, really easy. And this is one that I always make sure that I bring my kids to because I want them to see giving back. This would be an easy one. 40 miles for breast cancer, they can't do it. They're too young and it's way too much. But this one is a great way for me to show my children that I'm an example of this is what it's important to do, is to give back. With feeding the homeless, 2 things that I've learned is socks are gold. So every time we go out there, we go out and I always go buy new socks because it's not, I could give them my used socks, but if that's gold to them, and that means so much, it's inexpensive. So I'll go buy socks. I create care packages. My son and I went out last year, I think it was. We went out and we made these care packages and we drove around trying to find homeless people and giving them these care packages and put a lot of different things in there. So make care packages. The other thing is if you're going to include sweets when you're going out to feed the homeless, a lot of them can't eat them because their teeth aren't in the best shape, so it hurts them. So think about that when you go out and you're feeding the homeless. Think about from their point of view what they want, what they need. And then there's Giving Tuesday. So that is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Make sure that's on your marketing calendar that you're going to do something that day and you're going to advertise it. So Giving Tuesday is that day where globally everybody's coming together, they're giving, and it starts off this charitable season that, over the holidays, all of us are in this mood to give back more than we normally are. So this is part of that. So make sure Giving Tuesday, the Tuesday right after Thanksgiving, Giving Tuesday, make sure that's on your marketing calendar that you're going to do something for that and you're going to advertise it. So now we're going into advertising because you're doing all of this not just for the feel good of it, which is a benefit of it, but all, building these relationships and showing you care, and the community is going to rally around you. And, it can be that tipping point for you where if you're going for a contract and you and somebody else are both going for it, the person rewarding it, they might reward the contract to you, and they probably will, because if everything else is the same and they're like, well, they give back, especially to an organization that they like, you're going to get the contract. So you want to make sure that you're advertising this. So as you're doing these things, create promotional products, right? So thank you gifts, shirts that your volunteers, your team are going to be wearing, things that you can give out at the event. Think like this. are a few things that I would say are pretty universal. I couldn't think of anything that I've done wouldn't use these when I'm giving back. So doing hats, if you don't want to worry about sizes, that's great. Doing awareness bracelets, backpacks, bags, water bottles. I would say all of those are pretty universal, that anything you're doing when you're giving back, everybody can use those items. So do it, brand it, give it out, send us thank you gifts, get your name out there. People will use it and they're going to be very appreciative. If you're sending them out as thank you gifts, make sure you include that handwritten card with it, thanking them. Remember that giving back, this is a great reminder for you and for your team to be thankful of everything that you have, because you're helping people that don't have everything that you have, that are going through struggles in life that you're not going through. It helps unify you, your team, you with your prospects, with your clients. It gives you a sense of pride. It's really building that relationship that's deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's really what is most important with your marketing, with growing your business, is you have to be building these relationships all the time. Please share this message out with people who you know need to hear it. I would really, really appreciate it. I think giving back is so important in business, in personal life, in everything we do. Helping each other is key. And I want you to remember to do one thing for me. If you do nothing else, do this for me. Smile, because happy looks good on you. Have an amazing day.